Right, and hello everyone, welcome to SpeedGaming 2 for what could be the very last round in this Final Fantasy V Career Day 4-job draft tournament. Judgejoe still having the match point, Dry getting last game in a really close race, making the pleasure rate longer. The suspense, everyone. I am Rammstein. I'm joined by Lily Spikes, who will do the tracking that I cannot do. Looks like it's going to begin really soon. Today's jobs, as indicated by the FF5 jobs comment, the drafted jobs today are a really powerful combination. It's going to be the Bard, able to sing and buff the entire team. The Time Mage, I'm able to make the entire party faster as well as casting Meteo. The Hunter, specializing in ranged attack with bows. And finally, the Samurai, specializing in using Katanas to attack and also learning the very powerful Guild Toss command. So we will see how it goes. It's going to start really shortly. As usual, I will also be providing a tracker for the hints, and it begins. Alright, beginning with the usual Castle Tycoon looting. Oh, we get an elixir right away. A power staff. Can we use the power staff? I don't remember if the Time Mage is able to equip staffs.
Time Mage is.
Well, that's great to have right at the beginning. We could potentially set up a reverse berserker, meaning have the hunter equip a powerful bow and berserking them with the power staff. It's slightly less powerful than the traditional berserker, like a berserker with equip bows, but it's also effective. We do get a thunderbow. That's okay for the early seed. And the first hint is third tablet is in Ward 1. Alright, third tablet in Ward 1. Here is the hint tracker. Just make sure you go in the FF5 tab. The FF3 notes aren't going to be much useful today. Judgejoe going to Kuda Castle, while Dryzalizer is probably going to the Void instead.
And then they'll both switch places next.
Yeah. So we got a Rune Axe, a Doom Sickle, the Magic Lamp. Okay, definitely you pick up the Magic Lamp. This is going to be really useful during the final fight, as well as just being a great panic button in general. Do not pick up the Summon Magic, we cannot summon. And a Sage Staff. Yes, pick that up. A pair of running shoes in the Void. That's some decent loot for the beginning. A free pair of running shoes, Sage Staff, so we do have an Undead Beater right at the beginning of the seed. Yeah, both runners exchanging places. No, except nope. Dryzalizer is going to Rigor before Kuzar. 2 shafts, the ribbon check, and the first hint. So we get an airknife that will not really be much useful. We can't do anything with wind spells like arrow or Sildra, so it's not going to be useful. Oh, we do find Love Song in Rugor. So what Love Song does is that it stops all enemies that are vulnerable to stop. And that includes strong enemies like Bahamut. Pirate pages also. And Showed too as well, yes. Pirate pages also in World 1.
Both really annoying enemies, especially in high health spots. And you can basically keep them from doing anything. Permanent lockdown.
Yes, and it's also 100% effective, I believe. Contrary to the stop spell that the Time Mage can use. For a little bit of trivia, if you know the super boss called Omega, you can use Love Song on Omega, and you are advised to use Love Song on Omega if you want to beat it easily. Oh, the monster in the box giving an Angel Gown. The Angel Gown is useless. It doesn't even sell for much, contrary to the Angel Ring. It only protects against the old status, and is only equipable by the Chemist and the Freelancer, so yeah, it will only be useful to sell, and it doesn't even sell for much. And we do have Dark Matter for sale when we don't have the Chemist. We would have loved that yesterday. Dark Matters today will only be useful to sell. They sell for 15,000 gills. We get a Vanilla Sildra. That will not be useful. It's a rare sight. Like the Vanilla Sildra, you almost never see that. Power Song, Charm Song. That's decent to obtain.
So nothing special from Pirate's Cave. That's something that Joe doesn't do. So there's a little bit of a speed advantage to Joe right now.
Oh, that's a very interesting hint. Caves are barren. I don't have the track. I don't have my map tracker open, so I have to do it by memory. But basically, the caves. It includes Odin's Cave, which is one of the free spots in World 3. That's important to know that it's barren. Another cave, I believe, is Toolpass? Is Toolpass a cave?
Toolpass is a cave, and so is Moogle Waterway.
I thought Moogle Waterway was underwater.
No, it's a cave.
Okay, so all 3 free checks are barren. Perfect. Wall 3 currently is completely barren, as of what's currently accessible. Moogle Waterway is barren then. Okay, first boss in Windshrine. Here you blend. Kill toss and goodbye. Take your money. Shut up and take my money. Only to get a Slumber Sword. At least maybe the crystal rewards are going to be worth it. We get an elf cape. That's all. It's kinda buffering during the reward list, but so far only the elf cape is really useful. It does grant you magic points as well as improving your capacity to evade hits, which is something the samurai also does natively.
Medio in Vernac.
Meteor in Karnak along with Sloga and Hast. Karnak is a really interesting town for the Time Mage. We also have ribbons for sale, but that's so useless. Void and Speed Song. Mainly Speed Song is going to be useful. Void is one of the first time spells you get in the game. What it does is that it has a chance to render everyone in the fight completely mute, enemies and allies. It just doesn't work most of the time. So if you wanted to use Void on Omni, you can't. It never works.
There was a killer bow in Licks as well.
Okay, Killer Bow is going to be useful for the early game. Killer Bow has a chance to instantly kill a boss that is vulnerable to instant death. Adamantite is in Ward 2. Okay, Magic Lamp, Panic Button against the Pyroballs. In Tunnel Canal, we need to kill them all at the same time to prevent them from resurrecting themselves. Even though I'm pretty sure they don't even have the MP to cast a single life 2 in this fight, so you're gonna just... yeah, it's just faster to Magic Lamp or Gildas. Joe is very aggressive with the time saves.
And no key item there either. I believe Joe just wanted to avoid using the spending the sheer amount of gil there with a 6 target. It would have been probably half his money pool.
Yes, you're right. If Ship Graveyard also doesn't have any key item, that's going to be a little problematic. The 3 first check, you do them also for the early XP. They're the only bosses you can reliably do without leveling your characters, but not finding any single key item in Windshrine, Tunnel and Ship Graveyard combined, and maybe even Northern Mountain, that's going to be a rough seed. Especially since currently we only have old hints, so we don't have any Path to the Void, we don't have any random item location, we only know that caves are barren, and if memory serves me, there is no cave location in World 1 anyway. Oh, I'll kill away this. That's an annoying boss, but maybe the killer... Oh, Judgejoe doesn't have a killer bow, it seems. But here the killer bow has a chance to instantly kill the 2nd and 4th phases of the Arcade with this. Otherwise, the Avis killer will basically do increased damage on aerial enemies, and I believe the Archaeavis is indeed an Avis type monster, as its name implies.
And unfortunately, it's not.
Okay, are you saying the Archaeo? Are you saying the Archaeo Avis is not an Avis monster? Come on, next you're going to tell me Bahamut is not a dragon. Okay, Dryzalizer definitely buying the killer bow. Alright, we do get an item. Finally, the first key item is the Here You Call in the Ship Graveyard, but I really doubt Judgejoe is going to check the split right away. It's going to be a way too difficult location for now. We find high potions, Kaelin, and maiden kisses. Dryzalizer finds the pyro bosses, kills them all, and not enough MP to cast Life 2 anyway. But Dryzalizer didn't use the magic lamp, I think. We find a fire rod in Cowan. The Time Mage can definitely use rods. Actually, mastering the Time Mage gives you the Equip Rods ability. We have one Rod Breaker in the party.
It would give something for the bard to do.
What? Oh yeah, you could get Equip Rods on the bard, so when he's not singing, he can break rods and actually be useful. Even though the bard can be useful if you find the Blow Harp, which is a weapon we love. It's both an anti-dragon and anti-undead weapon.
It does 8x damage to those creature types.
Yes. The only advantage the Sage Staff has is that it can also be used to cast Life as an item. Okay, Kaluf history is going down very quickly. That's an annoying boss that is down early in the sea. That's good news. And we get the third tablet. The third tablet was definitely hinted in World 1. Finding it early means it's a hint that won't be useful anymore. We would have liked to find something else, to be honest, but okay. That's definitely not even useful for Kusa Castle items because we already took all the quote-unquote useful items from Kusa Castle. There were only 2 items. And that's Gilgamesh 1, and Gildas actually kills Greg 1. Greg 1 not escaping means you do get the XP as a reward, and everyone can level up. The Meteor, the Wolf's Meteor is actually a good spot for XP. Unfortunately, it does not give us any key item. So just like yesterday, Dryzalizer took time to loot some towns, go shopping, get some equipment before doing some boss checks, while Judgejoe is aggressive on his play. That's why Judgejoe is slightly ahead in terms of checks done. But who knows, the same happened yesterday, and Dryzalizer pulled ahead at the very end of the race. So we don't know, it may pay off.
Dry also had much faster boss kills, especially in the Void, because of taking the time to farm those Dark Matters yesterday.
Yes. Submarine keys in World 1. That's another World 1 hint. So I expect the runners to keep checking World 1 for now. Even though I think they have what it takes to take on World 2 bosses at this point, especially maybe try Ball Castle Spot, which would reward us with even more XP, unless it's a boss that runs away. And we will begin with Shiva's spot. Oh, that's Carbuncle. The thing with Carbuncle is that Gildas is not even going to do much damage. And that's a reflected X zone. 2 Gildases are enough to kill. Unfortunately, Galuth bites the dust, and we just get a ribbon as reward. We cannot equip the ribbon. Unfortunately, we are only going to sell the ribbon. 15,000 gil, I think, the same as the dark matter. And now we are finally going in World 2, while Dryzalizer also gets the 3rd tablet. Alright, we will see Surrogate's shops. Magic Song and Requiem in the World 2 shared item shop. Requiem is a useful song. It does AoE damage to all undead targets. That's perfect until you get the upper harp. We do have AG Shield, knowing that the Samurai can equip shields, so you do want to get a copy of this shield for the Samurai. Light staffs for sale. The Tiny Mage will indeed be able to break some light staffs to cast some free holies. We do see that Judgejoe has 6 Thunder Rods, so this implies he found a shop with Thunder Rods. This can help, since, again, the Time Mage can break rods and staves.
Dry did not manage to kill Greg 1, so he didn't get that XP boost.
Oh, that's sad.
So that's going to be a pretty hefty penalty to Dry in this first section. Trench page 3.
Yes. I think we won't be seeing the trench page today, as it seems most of the items are in World 1 and 2. Having a World 3 location locked behind another World 3 location is something that generally indicates you're not going to see it. Unless maybe a tablet is on Trench and Trench page is on Fog Tower, then yes, we may very well see it today. However, that's 6 hints out of the 10 hints we have access to, and we still don't have any Path to the Void. That's a vanilla Abductor, kind of weak boss. We do have Guild Toss to one-shot it anyway, and we get the hinted Adamantite in World 2. Yeah, which unlocks 2 additional World 1 locations, where we could find the Submarine Key and the Pyramid page. Wolf's Tower. Oh, finally we have a Path to the Void, and it's an enigmatic one. Wolf's Tower, which can either be the Wolf's Tower in World 1, which requires the Wolf's Tower key, or the Sunken Wolves in World 3, which only requires the Submarine Key. Knowing that the Submarine Key is definitely hinted in World 1 as well. So, only time will be able to tell us which one it is.
And I hope Joe's buffering finishes soon, because I want to catch this boss kill.
Yeah, we want to. We at least want to see if it's a boss. Oh, what a boss! Okay, we were able to kill it, so we were just in time to see the flare death counter. Faris bites the dust, and we only get a golem as a reward. But at least that's Omni Town. That's definitely a good location for Omni, as you can one-shot him with Kill Toss here. War Forest holds the Ifrit Fire, is that right?
That was right.
Right. That's interesting. So we have yet another Ward 1 location key item hinted. It's also ironic because the library hint giving you the location of the key item unlocking the second check in the library, but for the first check it's Odin. It's also nice to see Odin in a spot where he's easy to kill. And we get a fourth tablet! We are only missing tablet number 2, and we do have one path to the void. That may, that will point towards it. That means there are 4 other Path to the Void hints, and either it's for the same path, or yeah, like this. Ancient Library is Path to the Void. No joke. Oh, I didn't see Dry's hint
Aerial
in
Spade.
Kelb. Aerial locations are barren. That's
So
powerful.
that adamantite is completely useless.
Yes, Catapult and Flaying Lunka are useless. Wow. So yeah, all new hints we are going to get, which are mainly going to be Path to the Void hints, they are either going to point toward the same path at the Rose Tower, or they will just be useless because it's for the tablets we already got. It also means that as soon as we get both the Rose Tower key and Submarine key, we know it's Quarantine Go mode. And though, of course, you would want to have only one of them and pray it's the correct path. And though if you get a Warsaw key, Warsaw in Ward 1 is a really quick check to do, so you don't waste that much time. Sunken Walls, on the other hand, is a much more HP heavy spot. You would want to avoid this one if you can. Judgejoe checking Kelb, checking the hint, and also getting the aerial are barren. Thankfully getting this hint before doing Catapult or Flying Lunka. So both runners will be avoiding it, except maybe if Dry forgets the hints again. This has happened in the 2 last races. Oh, okay, that's an enemy we do not want to see generally. Not because it's particularly hard, but just annoying. And sometimes a buggy boss. Okay, it goes on really quickly, thankfully. And we get the shrine page. Okay, that's a Ward 3 location that is not barren. But I doubt Judgejoe is going there already. We know Summon Keys in World 1, those are easy spots, and it's maybe a go mode item for the Sunken Walls, so we don't know. Dryzalizer is also doing the Meteor World Tour in World 1, just like Judgejoe. The Meteors are... Oh, I missed this hint. Was it just Adventite in World 2?
Yeah, that was... Dry got that hint very early, since he goes to Karnak right after his Warp 3 stuff. That's where Haste, Slow 2, and Meteor were as well.
Alright then. Oh, Judgejoe is doing the catapult? So we know the catapult...
This is pointless, but the Meteor may have something.
Yeah. We won't get any key item out of this, but it does unlock the Lonka Meteor, which is a meteor location and not an aerial one. Hello, Sir Cannon. Have a good toast. Judgejoe will also do a route that we kind of like to do when we can. Doing the catapult automatically places you above the kind of ship door to the underground location, so it spawns you right in front of the Black Juggalo Forest and Crescent, which Judgejoe didn't check already, so it kind of pays off routing it now. We do find Demi and Reset. Demi and Quarter are spells based on the enemy's HP percentage. It works against bosses that are not heavy, so if you don't have any way to insta-kill bosses, using Demi and Quarter is an effective way if the boss is not heavy. Yeah, percentage of current HP, yes.
And about a quarter of the bosses are not actually heavy. They're vulnerable to these types of things, along with X-Zone.
Speaking of X-Zone, I don't think we have found it so far.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so X-Zone is the only insta-kill spell that we can use in this seed. A very weak one, as it is less likely to proc than Doom or Odin, but it's the only one that we have. So far only the Killer Bow is able to proc it, until we also find the Assassin Dagger. And Joe finds the hinted pyramid page. And I also think that this was the last World 1 location that we could access.
Currently, yeah.
I mean, obviously the last one that is not barren, as you could do Flying Lonka, but you don't do Flying Lonka. So Judgejoe is electing to do World 2 checks. What we call Money Mountain, Hay Valley. Another potential play would be to go directly in World 3. To maybe get locations with better loot, but locations that are way slower to complete. And maybe with harder bosses. What we could want now is either the Elder Branch, because we know there's Ifrit's Fire on the Moor Forest, and this does unlock another World 1 check, which is basically what we want to get currently. And that's a kill toss for Greg too, and it doesn't kill. That's 12,000 HP here, I believe. So not only is it not going to kill, but you will actually be pushing the phase where Greg 2 goes, hey, I'm going to give me 4 buffs, 3 buffs and jump, and I actually still not be dead yet. You will have to face me with the buffs, and while I'm spamming jump on your characters. That's not a great spot for Greg 2. Until we can spam Meteor ourselves. Ouch. Normal attack doing more than a jump actually. Bad rolls on the Meteors. Wow, that's bad rolls really. You at least want to see 1000 damages. And Greg 2 finally runs away, which means we don't get any XP or AP, and we don't get any item reward. Okay, Judgejoe is even resetting out of that. The reason why Joey is resetting, since he didn't get any single reward, he is resetting to get his money back, the money that he threw with Guild Toss. I believe this is indeed more optimal. Even though you get a Flame Wave, you can sell a Flame Wave for a good chunk of money, but I think he threw more money than the Flame Wave will actually get him. Hello, Wing Raptor, guarding the pyramid. Wing Raptor is another enemy that will kinda receive less damage from Guild Toss. It's also heavy, so you will not be able to instantly kill it.
Unless he gets lucky with a Killer Boproc.
You think the Flame Whip is worth more than the guild that was tossed?
I don't know if it was 3 or 4 guild tosses. I had a little buffering during that time. If it was 4 guild tosses, the Flame Whip is worth less.
It may have been 3, and the rest with the meteors. But anyway, you would also need to actually go to a shop and sell the Flame Whip, while by resetting you get your money back instantly.
Well, Dry's going to get his tablet 4 here.
One slight remark. We are missing 3 Path to the Void, since there's always 5 Path to the Void hints in a seed. There are 5 hints left. So, once we get access to either Mirage or Trench, you really want to go there and see the remaining Path to the Voids, as it will basically ensure you get a direction for the next progression item. Like 3 chances out of 5, you basically win. Every time. Like, if you get access to Trench, you get 3 hints. You will at least get one of the Path to the Void. If you go to Mirage, that's 2 hints. There's the very slight possibility you get the 2 hints that are not Path to the Void. Wow, the loot in Pyramid is kinda trash today. Like, we get some normally useful spells, but we can't use them. So far, we got nothing out of the Pyramid. Maybe some Dark Hoods, and I don't even know if we can equip it. And the party is kinda underleveled for this location. Like, the best damage dealer here are the Bard and the Time Mage, because we do have some anti-undead attacks. And because the enemy is an undead. Okay, never mind, we do get a Yoshibo. That's perfect for the Berserker. The Berserker, okay, no, the Archer, the Hunter. Sorry. We get an Angel Ring, that's just worth 10,000 gills. You can equip it to gain immunity to poison, and though this will not protect Lena from being poisoned by the script, if we find Megissa. The cursed one being instantly wiped by a guild toss, knowing that a Requiem will also wipe them. Rewarding us with a Dragon Fang that we cannot use because we have no Chemist. We are getting a Wizard Rod, which will also not be useful today. We will just be selling it. And this is the first job rotation for Judgejoe. Changing the Bard and Time Mage to basically have 2 Time Mages, since the Bard is currently not doing much. I haven't even seen any Bard sing yet. Even though we do have Speed Song, Power Song, Love Song, we've only seen Requiem being used.
Joe did use Speed Song on one fight.
Oh really? I missed it. Oh, that's Apocalypse. The Time Mage can use a Venom Rod if you have it. But that's going to be a tough boss at the top of the pyramid. We are going to rely on meteors, and we do get some 0 damage. Wow. I think Giltos will also do little to no damage, unfortunately. Whereas Dryzalizer is trying to do Slit. And that's the triplets. That's another fight where you like to have Requiem, dealing AoE damage to undead monsters. Dry likes to use the panic button called as the magic lamp twice, so he's using Bahamut and Leviathan. It doesn't do enough damage to kill. Will he use Odin? And he's going to use Odin, which is a guaranteed wipe with True Edge, as all 3 triplets are not heavy. However, that means he used the True Edge proc, and he needs to recharge the lamp if he wants to use it again.
All for just a slumber sword.
Or, yeah, you just reset. Well, it's... okay, the advantage of resetting here is even higher than Judgejoe earlier. If you use your magic lamp, you definitely want to reset the fight rather than having to refresh the lamp either at History Falls or Trench, knowing we don't even have access to Trench right now. Alright, Judgejoe with Pyramid, Dryzalizer with Shrine. 2 or 3 tablet dungeon checks. And we do have Cracklow, another boss that can be instantly killed, but we don't really have the weapons to instantly kill. And Apocalypse finally dies. We learn a lot of useful blue magic that we cannot even use. And that's the Trench page reward. The World 3 hinted item. We get it in the first World 3 location we check. It's currently completely useless as we need the submarine key anyway. So maybe Dryzalizer has more chances to find something useful in Shrine. Judgejoe is heading to Slit, which we know leads to nothing because Dryzalizer just did that prior to Shrine.
Joe likes to route in heals when he can, so he doesn't have to spend time doing it with tents.
And yes, as said in the chat, finding gold hairpins would be optimal in this seed as our best source of damage will be Meteor. And Meteor does consume 40 MPs. That's a demi on the Gablagak. Putting it in kill range for the Yoshibo with aim. Dryzalizer resetting the fight for the invisible. Okay, no, not even checking the chest. We cannot defeat the invisible right now with this party, and Dryzalizer does not want to keep resetting for the Pantera, which we can't even break either. So Dryzalizer is just going to skip this chest. Judgejoe using X-Sight on the triplets, relying on luck to do even damage. So the fastest way would indeed be to use the magic lamp button or requiem at this point. One of the triplets died already. That means... Oh, okay. The two other died. We are safe from the Delta attack. Getting the Slumber Sword.
I think Joe forgot about Requiem, which he did purchase.
Was that a gold pin in Shrine? The chest on the left here. I didn't see clearly. I think I saw the word pin. I'm not sure if it was a pinwheel or a gold pin.
Sorry, I didn't see it well enough.
That's Mackinhead. We are relying on Meteor here. That's the only real source of damage we have against it. And Joe is following Dry in Shrine. Shrine is basically our best lead right now. We don't really have much of a choice. So I believe the progression is indeed going to be here. It's close to a last location. Actually, it is a last location. Since we are excluding Flying Nunca because it's barren, as well as the cave locations, it's indeed a last location. And hello, Bahamut! Please listen to this love song so you do not act while we very slowly kill you, because we're going to be slow about that. The goal here is to maintain 2 characters singing love song. Because if Bahamut gets a turn, it's going to be horrible. He can do Zombie Breath, Poison Breath, we cannot protect against those. Could even do Mega Flare, and we have no way of reflecting it. We don't even have a way to cast Shell. The Bahamut fight is going slowly but safely for Dryzalizer. Oh, and here's the Poison Breath I mentioned earlier. So yeah, that's one character near death. All characters poisoned, except the Samurai, because I think the Samurai has the Aegis Shield. Okay, we get the Steamship Key. That's an item that unlocks 2 locations in World 1. So, yeah, high chances it's going to be required. So we will either get the Watchtower key or the hinted submarine key there, and that's going to be our go mode. We hope. And if that's the case, then Dryzalizer is slightly ahead of Joe.
Joe had X-Fight a little earlier than Dry did. And found the Yoichi bow in Pyramid, because Dry hasn't gone there yet. So Dry's stuck with the Avis killer right now.
Yes, that's indeed a good remark. X-Fight with a Yoichi is definitely going to help go through the bosses. Hello, Twintania. We are glad to see Twintania here. She's going to go down in one Meteo. Yup. And Judgejoe is right behind, entering steamship now. Okay, we get the submarine key. Just like I planned, kinda. We may also get the Watchtower key here in Karna Castle. We never know, we might get a second key item, and then it's basically a gamble between two possible rabbit holes. And though the sub-key definitely leads to Sunken Walls, which is 50-50 a potential path to the void. As again, Watchtower path to the void might be the tower in World 1 or the Sunken Tower in World 3. This also means that Judgejoe, who got the trench page in Pyramid, will be able to cash it in for 3 additional hints, which will guarantee at least one path to the void hint if my calculations are correct. So sorry. Interesting. Joe decides to go in Karna Castle as well, not taking the chance to miss on an item in order to save time by leaving right away with just the submarine key.
There's a Mirage Vest. So far, that's the only really good item from this.
That's the first Mirage Vest in the seed at almost 1 hour. So we are able to kind of refresh the equipment, equipping the Mirage Vest, giving the Dark Suit to someone else who will benefit from the speed boost. And hello, Catastrophe. You're going to get one hit just by the katana. Not even Gildos. Just the katana strike. Okay, do we get another key item or is it over? Oh, that's the Mirage Radar! Oh, you... And the gold hairpin as a reward.
That's huge.
Yeah. So, Mirage Radar, I don't think that's going to be any path, but we do like the option to get a lot of high tier shops and just maybe 2 hints to confirm. Yeah, Dryzalizer is definitely going to go there. I know, he's definitely going to Wall 3, because Sunken Walls is also in Wall 3, but yeah. Okay, he goes to Mirage. After Mirage, he will go to Sunken Walls. Okay, we do get X-Zone right away. That's exactly what we wanted to see. X-Zone and Quarter, 2 useful spells for the Time Mage. We now have an insta-kill that we can cast. Steamship is Path to the Void. Walls Tower holds something that I have not been able to see. So, well, that's the confirmation. That's basically the confirmation that Dryzalizer is in go mode. Steamship Path to the Void. Steamship gave Submarine
Viable
Key.
running shoes.
Wow. You do want to save money though for the Guild Toss strat on Ned. Sunken Walls.
Plus, there was an Apollo harp in the barrel.
Also, I noticed it, but we got the Apollo harp from the barman in Mirage. That's also huge help for the bard. We might... I mean, if we don't have enough money for guild toss, like if you buy running shoes, you might actually have a good setup for the portal boss.
I think Dry might be checking other shops to see if there's anything of value, and then may come back for those running shoes.
Well, we do have Hastega and Quick. We have buyable Sage Staffs as well.
And here's your get a second chance to get that hint.
Yeah, Joe will also get the hint, which means both runners are now in go mode, buying the last items before the final rush. They were Artemis bows, by the way, so... Oh, there's Hero Song!
That's huge, too.
Did Dry buy it?
I don't know if he did.
So basically, Dryzalizer is not even really penalized by the Yoshi bow in Pyramid because he got a... he might have gotten an Artemis bow in Mirage as well.
He bought one, yes.
What do you do, Dry? What will you do? Will you buy running shoes or will you keep your money?
Walls Tower has a sandworm bait.
What? Oh, so this might be the hint for... Okay, either Sunken Walls has the Sandworm Bait, and then the Desert of Shifting Sand has the next progression, or that's just the Walls Tower hint, the actual World 1 Walls Tower having the Sandworm Bait. Also, the seed can get really ugly depending on which boss is here in Sunken Walls. It's a spot with high HP. If the boss here is rough and cannot be insta-killed, it might be a huge problem. That's Adamantine Eye, not heavy. You can try to X-Zone, but the native shell will make it hard to X-Zone. Please tell me we do have a judgment staff. Dryzalizer seems to not have the Artemis bow, as he did not equip the Artemis bow.
He put the killer bow on, trying to get the % chance that X-Fight would get it.
Oh, he's going for the Doom proc. What will Joe do? Yeah, this seems familiar. It kind of gets down to the same as... He got it! He got it before Joe. And that's... Okay, that's directly the second tablet. The Sandworm Bait is in World 1 Rostober. It's the same as yesterday, except Dry was already ahead. Remember, yes, that was hinted. Rostober was Path to the Void. And Submarine Key is Path to the Void, so yeah. That's why both runners went there at almost the same time. So remember yesterday, a very similar situation with an insta-killable boss in Sunken Walls, and Dry was able to pull ahead because he had dark matters to mix in order to have a death potion and get out of the fight faster. That's the same today as well. Dryzalizer being way ahead thanks to Sunken Walls and insta-killable bosses. Judgejoe is trying to rely on X-Zone and Quarter, which have really low chances to proc unless we use a Judgment Staff to debuff the natural shell on Adamantine Eye.
Joe did.
He did?
Yeah.
Actually,
he used Judgment Staff and dispelled it, but
can you actually dispel it? Can you actually dispel it? Because if it's the same as the running shoes... Oh, okay, the Killer Bow finally procced and Judgejoe is also out of that fight. Judgejoe is also in gun mode and will be rushing the void.
Joe is a bit higher level. And with...
Oh, the Masamune. The Masamune means the samurai will always have the initiative in battle. And will have a better weapon than the Kotetsu. Masamune has a higher crit rate, not as high as the Tempest Sword, but still higher. It's still a decent weapon. He will not need to use it as an item to cast Hast, because we do have Ice and Hastiga on the Time Mage, as well as multiple running shoes. And just as I say that, he indeed uses it to Hast the Hunter. So I will not say it. Casting Float to be completely immune to Titan's Earthquakes, including the Death Counter. We are not immune to Titan's Punches though, and it does a lot of damage. One thing you can do, however, is stop or love song Titan. Sorry, I'm getting a little sore throat after commentating. So as I was saying, we might be able to stop Titan from attacking by using Stop All Love Song. If you time it well, you can even dodge the Death Counter Earthquake, even though we do have Float on. Oh, Judgejoe doing more damage with X5 Yoshibo. Can Joe get ahead just with that? Not right now, because Dryzalizer is out of Titan's fight, with Galuf biting the dust again because he died earlier, so he lost his float status. Okay, Dry is off. We get a Korra ring from the first chest. This might be useful if we find Leviathan, because we haven't found Leviathan yet. And Leviathan in the void is damn scary. Okay, Judgejoe is out of Titan as well.
With
right
no death
behind
counter because of stop.
Yeah. Though that means no death counter also means no XP reward, right? Oh, that's tough. Appenda is Minotaur. So yeah, Magic Lamp, Panic Button. Yeah. We cannot use Time, we cannot use Sing. The Time Mage can actually break rods. But that's definitely where X-Fight Yoshibo is going to be faster. Yeah, look at the damage difference.
Oh yeah, I thought Minotaurus was a beast. He's not.
Isn't Minotaurus human?
I believe he is.
Like, the Man-Eater does crit damage on Minotaurus. Okay, what if Joe actually pulls ahead on Minotaurus? While Dryzalizer gets 2 characters down, the Samurai blocks the attack with the AG shield, keeping its image. Taking time to heal your characters. That's a critical on the Samurai on Joe's side, which is unlucky because the Samurai actually has a native evade skill as well as a shield. Okay, Joe is out of the fight first. While race, Dry was ahead after the Adamant Time Iron Sunken Wolves, and Judgejoe is pulling ahead with Minotaurus. Dryzalizer is just behind, a few seconds after. What a race! It's even closer than yesterday. Oh, Dryzalizer, yeah, you should go back and save. A death right now would be immediately, like, it would be an immediate punishment. You would get punished for dying right now. Your opponent would be blasting off. Oh, when Dryzalizer did save time during the menu, and they are both in the same room, they're at the same spot, going through the same doors at the same time. Actual synced race, and Judgejoe having unoptimized movement. Judgejoe skipping the save point.
He did that yesterday and it paid off.
Yes. So Dryzalizer gets the save point. It's Shiva's fight. Judgejoe skipping it. Catastrophe spot is the Golem fight, which is rather free. Okay, the commanders are not heavy, so X-Zone can instantly take them out. That's beneficial if you use Kill Toss, because one less target means less money spent. Look at that Apple Harp and Sage Staff getting damage on this Bone Dragon. Oh, the Sage Staff didn't... Really?
That's the Judgment Staff that Ferris has on, I believe.
Okay. Also, the Samurai also having Sing to add more damage with Requiem. And Shiva is down, Dryzalizer gets the save point. While Joe finishes the Golem fight, waiting for Golem to talk and say thank you. Dryzalizer is setting up an X-Fight Samurai in order to do X-Fight Masamune. Oh, that's a lot of menu back and forth for Dryzalizer, losing more time with the menus. Judgejoe is blasting off ahead. Already checking Harley Canasso's spot, but he might be punished. A death for Judgejoe would be extremely bad. And that's a vanilla Harley Canasso! And the X-Fight does not go before the Kururu. What you could have done is equip the... when you had the menu on the Samurai, you could have equipped the Genji Shield instead of the Eiji Shield. The Genji Shield provides you immunity to Toad, so you could have kept at least one character untoaded. Oh, that's a critical hit to the Bard, who immediately bites the dust. Oh, the Requiem killing both dragons at the same time for Dryzalizer. I was wondering why is he not using the Apollo Harp? Well, there he counted the HP and the Requiem killed both at the same time, ending the fight faster. Dryzalizer is saving and he's now going straight for Harley Canasso as well. That's a Dynamo for Judgejoe. It shouldn't be much of a threat, as all characters are already in range for a one-hit KO, and he is through Harley Canasso. Dryzalizer is simply starting the fight against Vanilla Harley. Joe is indeed ahead. That's one X fight before getting toaded, followed by Hastega, and maybe the Meteor before getting toaded. That's low rolls with one higher roll. Oh no! Necrophobia at Twintania's spot, and Judgejoe not saving. Okay, he is singing Hero Song with Lena. You do want to get a few levels and boosts against the buyers. Now Joe is using Meteor and Excite. Those abilities are randomly targeting opponents. There's a chance to target Necrophobia himself, who is completely impervious to any attack, and thus losing damage output. And that's one flare going down. At this spot, the buyers are going to reflect flare and holy. That's almost enough to one-hit KO. Okay, Faris does not survive. At least it's better because Faris was able to tank 2 attacks on herself instead of, you know, having 2 characters down. That will be the 4 spells and only 1 casualty so far, so that should be okay. Okay, you do want to get your Aegis back, and you're using the Magic Lamp Panic button to deal AoE damage on the buyer. You might want to use your Gale Toss as well. You want to put everything you have. That's
he started with Gale Toss and it did 0.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot it actually does 0, and True Edge does not kill the buyers. So I think he's going for short, hoping it does not proc on Necrophobe, because the buyers can indeed be petrified. Now it's going to be Fire 3, Ice 3, or Bolt 3 being quad reflected. That's 2 casualties. Oh no, and that's a death for Judgejoe. No, the shield! The AG shield, no, it doesn't block! That's a death, and Judgejoe skipped the save point!
There's 3.
He skipped the save point! He's back all the way again! Oh, so he has to do Golem, Vanilla Halicanaso, and Necrophobe again. I think he might be getting the save point this time. Dryzalizer is resetting. So yeah, Joe usually saving time with an aggressive play of not saving here. Finally got punished for it. That's Ralph. Definitely a big advantage for Dryzalizer, and maybe he will capitalize on it. Right now he is taking some time in the menu to change his party setup in order to prepare for the Necrophobe. Oh, he's going to equip the Killer Bow, hoping to get the same as Adamantine Eye earlier, X-Fight Killer Bow to maybe proc a few insta-kills on the buyers, because the buyers are indeed insta-killable. They are heavy but vulnerable to instant death. It's just that normally you cannot use Doom because they have a buyer to reflect it, but Death Potion works. Assassin Dagger works. And obviously Killer Bow works as well. The other strats would be Meteor, because Meteor does go through Reflect. Okay, here we go. X-Fight, Killer Bow. I think that's 1! He got 1 immediately! He got 2! That's
That
2
is
buyers!
insanely lucky.
Yes, and that's the back buyers, which
25%
means...
chances or so? 24%?
Yeah, and it's also the 2 back buyers, which means the Samurai will be able to get more damage. It's very important to get at least 1 insta-kill in the first turn, because since on the first turn the buyers are going to cast Flare and Holy, you are eliminating 2 high-level spells. You are improving your survivability a lot. That's 3 shots on Necrophobe, unfortunately, and 1 insta-kill! Another one! Necro is down to 1 buyer! And this Meteor might be it for... no, it's not it for the last buyer, unfortunately. This does give time to Dryzalizer to restore his party because you want to be full health and everything when you transition to second phase Necro, because Necro gets angry. He becomes vulnerable to all elements, but he will flash your entire party, so physical attacks will be less likely to connect, and he will do powerful physical attacks, like normal physical attack that deals a lot of damage, but also Vacuum Wave, which here will be most likely to one-hit KO a character.
There's a rare strat.
Maybe
he put on
maybe not the samurai.
Dry just
excuse me.
dark spell to blind Necrophobia.
Oh. Okay, Gyarados doing 0. Do not Gyarados on Necrophobia. Unfortunately, you do not have many options, and casting Meteor is likely to still be better than using Elemental Rods. I think, even with the huge elemental weaknesses, even if you do quick and break 2 rods in a row, I think Meteor is still going to do better damage average, I think. Oh, we are definitely getting low rolls, so maybe he should switch to rod breaking. Or even using light staves, actually. He also has light staves. Oh, that's a hurricane into physical attack. Lena bites the dust. That's the bard. Okay, Sage Staff reviving. X-Fight Artemis Bow, natural 666. Bingo Square acquired. That's going to be a long fight, and Necrophobia has the ability to maybe kill 2 characters per turn. Oh, that's a 14 Meteor, that's bad. Bad rolls. And we are running out of MP. As you can see, we can't use the quick spells. That means Bart is using his last Meteor right now. Unless he has a few Eaters or Elixirs. But at this point, I think it's just going to be better if you use rods. Oh, that's 2 misses thanks to the Darkness status. Even though the samurai might have dodged with his evade ability, though. Dry is getting a lot of 666s. Okay, Dryzalizer is using an elixir to replenish the MP. Wow, that's 2 0 Meteors in a row. Seeing this hurts.
I actually think that breaking rods would be better on average, as you're guaranteed 3,500 to 4K.
Yes.
And we've only been averaging about 25 to 3K for Meteors.
That is also true. Well, Dryzalizer is currently being under pressure, you know. And, okay, he's aiming to cast Hero's Song. That's a miss on the Vacuum Wave. That's a huge miss. We are glad it happens. Vacuum Wave would have taken out the samurai. The fight, however, is indeed taking a long time. Slowly but surely, the hurricane misses as well. And after the 666, we got a 777. Okay, Joe is out of Halikana, so again, Joe is slowly but surely recovering the time loss. And that's it, Dry defeated. Hold up. Necrophobia, yes. I actually had a memory black hole for a boss I've been commentating for minutes now. Like, this race is so mind-blasting. Both runners went back and forth ahead of the other. And Dry is finally on the final stretch. He is now setting up for Ned, having, I think, multiple characters with kill toss in order to guarantee more AoE attacks on the final boss. He does need a few singles as well, maybe to have both Hero and Speed Song going at the same time during 3x death, because we do not have the fast TED today, so we do have time to set up with Sing. Lily, if you have access to the tracker, can you switch the audio to Dry, please? Yeah, Dryzalizer is now finished setting up his party, making his final save, and he's climbing back. He is rushing for Neox death now. We are going straight to the final boss. If Dryzalizer gets a first try, and to be honest, having bought a Samurai, it's likely to be a first try Ned, Dryzalizer would even up the score 2-all, forcing Judgejoe into the very last possible game, the very last game of the best of 5 in the grand finals. Having come from the loser bracket. We are finding Leviathan. That's going to be completely useless here. We are not even opening the second chest in this room. We are definitely not opening Shinryu. We are not opening the other chest here. We are rushing for Ned. Alright, the only thing here that can be a problem is Ted doing a lot of white holes. Only the Samurai is immune to white holes due to holding an Aegis shield. Okay, so first we cast Quick. Okay, he wants to cast Double Hast instead of Hastega. Oh, he also wants to slow Ted. Now he's singing Vitality Song to get regen on all characters. Then we are going to sing both Speed Song and Hero Song at the same time. We will be buffing the character's level, which will be adding more stats to all characters, and buffing the speed stats in order to act faster. This, combined with the haste status on everyone in the party, will basically mean Neo XDS is not even going to get a single turn. You just want to get to max HP as you can. And now we wait. So we will be using the regen popping on the characters to estimate when they reach the maximum battle level. I mean, not the maximum battle level, but once they kind of reach level 99, their stat will not go higher, and so the amount of HP recovered by regen will not increase. So when numbers don't go higher, we know the characters are finished buffing themselves, and we will be able to move on at that point. Giltos will be doing quad 9s every time. Meteor should also do higher damage, I think, even though it will still be relying on randomness.
Meteor is not affected by level, so there's...
Yeah, but it's kind of affected by magic.
Only if he's buffing magic power, which I don't think he's buffing magic song.
I mean, when you get levels, you kind of get more stats as well. So you still get a few magic points, right? But, well, that's true. That means that once you are finished buffing the levels, you might go for a later round of Magic Song, in that case, to also buff the Meteor. Okay, that's 2 white holes. None of them has targeted the protected Samurai, that's bad RNG. While Judgejoe is, I think, on his 3rd or 4th try on Necrophobia. Yeah, level plus appropriate stat is an even better boost, that's true. Oh, that's a 3rd white hole. I think all 3 non-protected characters have been white holes so far. The protected samurai being like, hey, I'm here, hello, can you target me please? Unfortunately, this is indeed slowing down the buffing process. Okay, we are done buffing the levels. So we attack the Hero Song singer, so he is not singing anymore and he can actually have actions. You do want to count the HP here, you don't want to push 3x death to the Meteor phase without having a queued guild toss. Okay, that was easily contained as the ATB are filling up way too fast. Dryzalizer is moving on to the Ned phase.
And the barriers are down now. So now it's just punchy, very, very punchy Necro.
Yes. Judgejoe is finally going to see the end of the tunnel here. Any breaking rods getting way more damage than an average Meteor on Necrophobe. But he's running out of rods, it seems. Like there's only one other fatal rod left. I hope he still has those thunder rods. Okay, so Magic Lamp Odin to get rid of the back part. The reason is that the back part has the most HP among the 4 parts, so this will ensure we kill all 3 remaining targets at the same time without leaving the back part alive, alone, casting meteors. Dryzalizer is now ensured a free win as Ned is not going to get a single turn with this ATB.
It also helps reduce the amount of gil spent on gil toss.
Yes, and that's already time. Dryzalizer wins. So, if you missed the previous matches and the developments about the grand final here, Dryzalizer came from the loser bracket, which means the grand final would be a best of 5 with a 1-0 advantage for Judgejoe. And we are now tied 2-all. Dryzalizer is forcing the last game in the best of 5 while coming from the loser bracket. Dryzalizer putting everything he has into the battle and forcing Judgejoe into a last game. So next race will be the very, very, very last match of the tournament. That's guaranteed. I mean, that's okay. 99% guaranteed. It could be a tie. Imagine. And Judgejoe forfeits right away after beating Necrophobe. So this also means Judgejoe gets the most games in the tournament because most of Joe's rounds were not clean sheets, as in it was not 2-0. So Joe actually gets a lot of games in this tournament. And we are joined by our racers.
Hello.
Hello, Joe. Thanks for joining. GG's for the end, even though...
I should check how it went after Necrophobia, saw the finish and went, it's an easy enough X-Death fight, doesn't need to be shown off.
And hello, Dry.
GG's
to both of you.
GG's, Joe, you're in here. I didn't look at the race room. I assume that Necro was a problem.
May or may not have felt behind enough to try for not saving and didn't think there was a boss that was going to be an issue, so had to refight a couple fights.
Ooh,
so
okay.
The end of the race was really amazing. A lot of suspense, because just like yesterday, you both went to Sunken Walls at approximately the same time, and Dryzalizer pulled ahead again by getting the X-Fight killable proc faster than Judgejoe.
I tried like 12 X zones and then looked at the list again and realized I bought this killer bow for a reason. And immediately first X-Fight, first hit, it killed it.
But the killer bow was really, really clutch in the seed. I'm glad that I picked Hunter.
Yes, but it was not over. It was not over because then, since Judgejoe looted Pyramid and got a Yoshi bow, he was actually able to do some void bosses slightly faster. And at one point, there's one boss you defeated faster. I think that's middle. You pulled ahead at Minotaurus. You were ahead of Dry by a few seconds.
Yep.
Oh, I
But
didn't
then you
realize it was
decided.
so close.
Yeah. But then you decided to skip the save point. So instead of taking the Shiva fight, you decided to go straight for Golem. Then the boss on Catastrophe wasn't. Catastrophe was Golem. Then Vanilla Halikanaso, and then you took on the dreaded Necrophobia, and you got punished for not saving.
Very much so. I even equipped the coral ring in case there was like a Leviathan that I forgot about or something. I was like, I'll be oh no.
Not like this. Also, Dry, how did you blind Necrophobe? Because we noticed you did cast blind on Necrophobe, which helped a lot surviving first try.
Yeah, the darkness bow did that for me.
Oh, that's right.
I used it
we
my
did have that.
first attack on him with X Fight, and I wasn't even sure off the top of my head whether it would work, but I knew that I had to try because he hits like a truck.
And you also got really lucky.
It was a huge benefit to you as well. Because Necro missed so many times.
Yeah, and getting so lucky. Like the first X Fight killed 2 barriers.
Yeah, super lucky with the killer bow. I think I killed 3 of them with the killer bow. 3 of his barriers.
Killed 3, although I think I killed one of them via pure damage with the killer bow, which is not good.
So disconcerting. It was so sad to see like Meteo hits rolling for 0 against Necro. And stuff because
by the way,
huge
Dry.
magic defense.
Yeah, Dry, you could have just. Did you not have any rod in your inventory?
I did. I should have broken some rods. That would have been great. Yep, I had a bunch of rods.
Yeah, average rods were doing more damage than rolling meteors. Like Dryzalizer, Judgejoe used 5 rods in the end, and that was doing more than 4,500 damage each.
4,500, yeah.
Yep,
4 to 5,000.
I
think I
forgot about it.
Going towards the end, but once I got it down to just that last barrier, but yeah, that killer bow did not want to proc.
Actually, you also had light staves to break. That will have maybe done even more damage. But then
of
after
rods and light staves in my inventory, rarely used. That would have been the time to use them. Yep.
Yeah. But then, once Necrophobe was down, the hardest part was down because Ted and Ned. Ted did troll you a lot with the white holes.
Little bit, yeah.
3 white holes, all targeting the non-protected characters. All 3 of them got white holed. But then, with
very
Hero Song and Speed Song,
this party,
Hero Song, Speed Song enhanced, the ATB was basically filled every time, and Ted and Ned never got any turn. So the usual hardened samurai Ned. So all of that to put you in a tie, 2-2.
This is what This is Joe's dream. Play as many games as possible.
I need to finish this tournament soon.
I mean,
we'll play again soon.
Technically, next race can be undecisive if you get a tie. If you finish like in a 5-second range, it's ruled as a tie. So you might be able to get one more game. Okay, realistically though, the next race will surely be the last of the tournament, so everyone stay tuned and do not miss this one. It has not been scheduled yet, but do not miss it. The very last game of the tournament.
I'm curious about getting past the barriers of Necro before he just wiped your party with them, or did you have more hit points maybe than I did to withstand
the barriers
spells?
I could survive one holy and one flare apiece, pretty much, except for the bard. The bard would die.
Right.
So right early on, since Joe was able to actually kill Greg one, he got a lot of levels early, and then since he did Pyramid as well, he got a few more levels and loot. Joe indeed went into the void with more levels on his characters than Dry, and more HP as well.
For some reason,
it was about a 3-level gap.
Did you say? Yeah, I felt sort of under-leveled actually for a lot of the seed. Just a little bit of bad luck or bad decisions early on in getting the experience, and then I didn't really do too much extra stuff either. There was really kind of only one way to go with what we were given.
There was one correct path, because I was down to my only check was Shrine Page, and so I went Shrine Page.
Exactly.
With that.
Yep.
I mean, you both last locations, yes. Dry did not last location because he didn't do Pyramid, but yes, that was technically a last location for us. Since we knew Caves and Aerial were barons, so yep. Yeah. And then we got the confirmation when you went to Mirage and Steamship is Path to the Void. Well, yeah, we got the submarine key, that's for Wolf's Tower. We got the second hint that was Wolf's Tower holds the Sandworm bait, and we were like, is the tablet Sandworm? Or was it just the Wolf's Tower in World 1? Fortunately, it was the World 1 Wolf's Tower for the hint, and Sunken Wolves had the tablet directly. Those hints were tricky. We got 2 barons early, we got a lot of world hints, pointing out that World 1 was filled. Actually, 2 tablets were in World 1, the last one was in World 2. Yeah.
It was, they were a little bit tricky. I actually tried to pay a little closer attention to them this time, and that was good. I don't think I did any areas that were barren this time.
You both did one
Catapult.
because you kind of had to do Catapult. Because Lonka Meteor is not an aerial location and it's unlocked by Catapult, so just like Move Forest, it might still be required even though it's barren, and well, I think it was not this time.
Looking at my notes here, and I wrote down Pyramid Page, but I didn't click it on my tracker. It's possible that was the difference between me going... No, as I remember, as I was doing it, I was like, I'm going to do Shrine rather than Pyramid, because I think it's a little faster.
Yep. But, I did Pyramid in part just to really stock up on cash in 1. I still didn't have Hero Song. I kind of wanted Hero Song, so I chose the slightly more loot-dense place and actually looted for once.
And there's some good undeads in the Pyramid too, so you can Requiem them and stuff. So
was the Apollo Harp in the Pyramid, or was that in the Shrine?
No, it was in Shrine.
It was in Shrine. I did have it, although I never used it.
Apollo Harp was at the Mirage pot behind the bar.
Oh, the Mirage pot, yes.
Oh.
Between the hints, yes.
I was happy to get it, but it didn't really come into play. Yeah, I should
also nice. Set up nice playable running shoes.
Yeah, the buyable running shoes were amazing. At that point, I was like, I gotta save some money for kill tossing. So I only bought 1 pair. I probably could have done with none, but I knew Haste 2 was hiding in that town, so I was like, nope, not gonna buy too many.
Thanks to Pyramid, I had like 200 and 20,000 after buying 3 sets of running shoes.
Nice.
Like, I didn't buy any elixirs or anything, but we had 3 from whatever reasons. So yay. But yes, came down to Necrophobia was the final boss.
He was. I had 2 elixirs, and I used one on that boss so I could keep doing the stupid meteo. Rod breaking was sort of out of my mind. It's so late in the seed, but it definitely would have been great.
Yep. Yeah, I just need to get past the barriers, and then the fight's free. One, he only got 2 actions before he died, but both of those actions were to try and double punch my samurai, who just blocked and dodged and blocked and dodged. So that was pretty much a pretty safe second phase. I also had the Mirage Vest on my Ranger.
Samurai is really good at dodging. Saves your bacon in a lot of scenarios.
So yeah, GG's again was lots of fun. I'm gonna need to go and figure out what I have to do to finish this match one successfully for me.
Well, GG's to you, Joe. I think it was largely luck. I was sort of banking on some Hunter shenanigans paying off for me, like Darkness Bow and Killer Bow, and they did, but it seems like you were perfectly aware of them as well, and it kind of was RNG.
Never bought or used a Darkness Bow, but Killer Bow I chose to buy because I remembered it does have it is our method of death, and therefore could be helpful.
I think I found the Darkness Bow extremely early. I don't remember actually buying it. I think I just got it from looting the Wind Shrine or something. Yeah. Okay,
my early game was something to the effect of just throw money at it for the first 25 minutes. Then I went to Karnak and found Meteo and continued to throw money for a little bit more.
I was a little low on money at times. I bought a lot of things, and then I went to Money Mountain just for money. That was the main reason I went there, but it was also, a potential. One of the few checks we sort of had available, so I don't know if you did that as well.
I did. I reset out of it because I did do a fair bit of guild tossing to get through that fight because Gilgamesh 2 did not play. It was annoying for my party with its HP, so threw large amount. I didn't think the flame whip would recoup. He ran away. There was no XP, so I just reset for the money.
I did one reset as well, which in hindsight I might have preferred the experience. Triplets, I killed them. I think I killed them with the lamp, and they gave nothing, and so I just reset to get my lamp charges back.
Triplets ended up being guild tossed +1 Meteo for me.
Yeah, I was thinking I could have guild tossed them, but I wasn't sure of my money situation at the time.
All of that for a Slumber Sword.
Yep, but that was good. Got some good use out of the lamp, and nice to see the lamp in Kuza Castle right at the start. You've got it in your back pocket there if you need it.
Yep, I attempted an Odin lamp against the barriers because the barriers popped up. I hadn't saved in a bit. I was just trying whatever I could hope to figure out.
They are heavy. They are available to instant death, but they are heavy, so yeah, Odin won't do. Though you could have tried Shoat. They are breakable, so Shoat might have
gotten rid of one.
Right.
Implying it doesn't target Necrophobe.
Right. You hope for that as well, but I see. I heard Lily got on with you, which is great. Glad we got more people helping you out on commentary. So thanks to both of you and for doing this at a time that wasn't very convenient, I guess, for a lot of people. Thanks to both of you, and thanks to SpeedGaming too for another host.
I am indeed glad Lily was here to help with tracking and even a bit of commentary. The setup I'm currently using is not great, so I'm definitely glad I had help from Lily. So also thank you to our runners, because once again, a high-skilled race with suspense right to the end. Like, it's just an amazing tournament. It's so entertaining. So yeah, we don't have much to complain there. So, and of course,
glad it worked out well, because in the end, that's like kind of the most important thing, is that we put on a good show.
It's always fun to have close races. This one definitely was close until the last couple minutes, but even then, stuff could have happened. Could have potentially happened, I would have had a chance.
Absolutely.
And then, obviously, thanks to everyone watching. A tournament cannot really happen if there aren't any viewers. So obviously, we are always glad there are people in the chat every time to cheer on races, commentate with us, give us bits of info, and etc. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks SpeedGaming for hosting the final matches. And yeah, that's going to be it. Does any of you have any final words?
Hope we'll see you for the grand finale next time.
Yeah, hope everyone has a good afternoon, night, day, wherever they are.
Yep. So, thanks everyone for watching, and goodbye everyone. There are plenty of other tournaments and races happening right now on the SpeedGaming channels. Don't hesitate to hop on different SpeedGaming channels. And we will see you all next time for the final race of the tournament. Goodbye.